Yes, sir, baby, it's on the radar. Yo, calling in from Arizona. I have the man who made records like 1-800 Fuck Me, Dick Sweat on My Wrist, Let a Dude Smash, and Wet Willy, the man, the myth, the legend. DBangz, what up?
What's good, bro?
How'd
What's
you like that
good?
intro? Did that do you justice?
No, that shit was the most fire interview intro I've ever seen in my life.
Yo,
That shit was fire.
I spent mad time like going through the SoundCloud. I was like, okay, I gotta pick the correct records to make this intro the most fire intro we could have gotten.
It would have been more fire if you just let the N-word fly, though.
But how are you, man? Congratulations on The Source out now. Been a long time. EP out now. How are you feeling?
Bro, I'm feeling mad good. I feel like I'm glad people are recognizing the progression in the music.
I definitely seen the progression of the music, and I want to start with the beginning with you, man, because you're 19 years old right now, right?
Yeah.
So when you tell me about how you first started making music during like the SoundCloud era of well, I mean we're still kind of in the SoundCloud era, but how did you kind of start in this game?
Bro, like I was like 14 and my boy Snot had put me on to like just just rapping on a mic in general instead of just writing it on paper and just spitting it out loud. Like he
Mm.
just put me on to like actually like because he was new too, but we were both getting into the groove of it at the same time, like just making records. And we had like Snot featuring DBangz records, like all like there's like 50 of just those. And then like I just started promoting my shit to like just people as like as the years went on, and then this shit just kind of ended up just taking off.
And like even like to this day, when we're in 2021, in 2020, TikTok kind of became the global phenomenon it is today. Even your records were like heavy in circulation on TikTok too. Like that's kind of, I was telling you before this interview, that's kind of how I found out about you. So is it crazy looking at like the Anime Tiddies song, and like that was made like what, 3 or 4 years ago at this point? Is it crazy
Mhm.
like kind of like how that song, and even like Let a Dude Smash, like those songs are still in like rotation on like social media to this day?
Literally, it's mad weird, bro. Freddie Gibbs not that long ago posted fucking Let a Nigga Smash on his story. Like I remember Lil Yachty had said something about it, and it's just like that shit is hilarious, bro.
Is it kind of surreal that those things still kind of come back around? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it like, does it haunt you, or are you kind of like when you see it, you're like, ah,
Oh
that's funny?
no, no, that's just dope as fuck. Like yeah, even when Cardi B had like accidentally put like my song title on her story or whatever, because I was like 5 spots above her on the Spotify list or whatever, and she had posted it like, "Yo, that's so dope. Thank you to all my fans." And then you just see like this random ass fucking goofy title above that shit. But yeah, that's just always fucking fire to see.
So like when it was blowing up on TikTok, you mentioned to me before this interview that somebody kind of jacked the record on TikTok and uploaded it as like, an original sound. With you getting your music on TikTok, do you get more of your music on TikTok now? Like, are you sure to kind of like get ahead of the curve with that?
Nah, not even because like I don't know, like it'll end up on TikTok because I'm pretty sure like you can distribute music to TikTok now, right?
I believe
Like
so,
to where
yeah.
like if you look your song up most of the time now, if you use any upload service, like you'll see it on TikTok. So it'll get there. But in terms of me trying to like market it through TikTok specifically, nah, I haven't really been doing that.
Got you, got you. Well, we got a new single out now. We got The Source out now. Congratulations, featuring Jay Zol. With this record, you know what I'm saying? This is your first entrance to 2021. It's leading into a new project. How is this kind of like it? Obviously, it's a big difference between what you did a couple years ago, but how is this kind of like showing your growth since like the Been a Long Time EP?
I feel like my growth is just gonna like happen naturally, and like whatever defines my next shit as the growth will just be the growth. Because these songs are just definitely getting better, like how we're recording them, how they're getting mixed, and like who we're having sing on them, even especially like the features that we're finding and how we're finding them and how we collaborate is not on the same frequency as nobody else. Like it's no hype train shit. It's just like real talent shit. And it's just like, man, I feel like the collaborations are just gonna keep getting better too, and that has to do with growth, like who I'm working with and what we have from their side too.
And I was listening to the Been a Long Time EP, and I got to tell you, my two favorite joints off that are Medusa and of course the record Been a Long Time. Just because I feel like on the last record of that project, you kind of got into more some personal stuff. With that, obviously that project was kind of like the first, I feel like taste of your new sound and what you're doing, and more like serious music with that project. What did you hope to achieve?
Well, because that really wasn't the first one. Because I had like a tape or EP or whatever called Keaho Nui that I had like some real like serious shit on during the time where I was like doing mad shrooms and shit like that. And
Right, that was like the one with the art style. You were like outside and there was like a city or something in the back.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one. And then with this one, this was more like aggressive, like more like just bar heavy, just letting it fly type shit. Because I know people are gonna fuck with it. Because like at this point, if you're a talented spitter, you could damn near say anything a lot of times, and like you'll know you'll get a lot of support for that shit. And that's not the vibe of this, but it's like I know that people be fucking with the bars.
No, 100%, 100%. Well, since we were talking about that last EP, you said like I like how each one of these like eras in your career have been like super different. Like, you had the SoundCloud, like kind of like the anime records. I also forgot to mention the Sasuke took my bitch, right? I also was that was in one of
Yeah.
my original intros for you. But with this, with that EP from 2019, how with that growth from the SoundCloud songs to that EP to now, what have you have noticed have been like changes for you? Like what have been like key moments in your career that you feel like have kind of like made you want to go in these different directions for the music?
My grandpa's death, like
Oh,
I had found my grandpa like in an apartment one day, like one after doing like two shows back to back, and like the
mhm.
only time I wasn't even at his crib because I was like staying with him too, because that was like already like my road dog at that point. Like we was like it was crazy, like we were like boys type shit, me and my grandpa, and he had passed when another homie of mine that I was working with was in there working in the studio he had in his place, and I was out doing shows and shit in like Tucson and Phoenix, and I came back and that shit was just crazy. Like, so that shit inspired the fuck out of me for sure. That was probably the most heavy transition point.
Wow, man, I'm that's a crazy story. So after that, I'm assuming that's what. So what came after that moment in your career? Was it the Canoe EP, was it the Been a Long Time EP? Career was
I
that?
think Keaho Nui, because
Okay.
after that I started getting into more like because I was doing a lot of like psychedelics at the time, and I remember like I was just on some pure creative shit, and it's 444 right now. Look, I was literally on some pure
Oh wow, that's
creative
crazy.
shit, and yeah, I was on some pure creative shit, and I just remember like I was working with a couple different artists in my city too, and I was working with at this home studio this dude had, and that vibe was just like so specific too. So yeah, that one was that one after that.
And you mentioned working with people from your city, and I feel like Arizona, you don't always hear too much about it, but obviously you hear about yourself. So with you, how important is it for you to kind of like show off the creativity of like your city and like the people around you and kind of bringing them up with you in this music game?
Like I mean it's tricky, right? Because we're expected to like put your people on, but like to me it wasn't more so like a city standpoint, everybody in the city. It was more like my people, like my niggas I knew. Like I'm gonna try to help y'all and do what for I can, because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I can be the hero of some fucking goofy racist ass city. Like in America, another some goofy ass shit. Like, so I don't really even rep Phoenix, Arizona like too heavy like that, but more so the people that was with me in that freaking weak ass place. Like, I definitely it's more like that.
Right. And since we're talking about like your people and like your family, so one of the most interesting things I found out about you was you bought your family like a 40-acre farm, which I think is so amazing. What kind of prompted this to happen? Like how did that kind of, come about?
Bro, the music, bro, I swear the music really like after making like enough money and shit like that and having enough revenue come in, like we had just figured like, yo, it's time. Like, and my dad was already on that energy like ever since I was a kid of like saying like fuck the city type shit, I'm out this America type shit. So as isolated as he can get in this place, like he was like, yo, this is my dream. And then we made that shit follow through, and then I just moved to LA.
Oh, okay, so you're in LA right now.
Yeah.
Got you. So with that, did you ever like live on that ranch with him? Like, was that like, is that also part of your
Nah.
dream? Was kind of like going there and having that like open space and like that type of energy? Or are you more like like being in a city person?
Like I'm already urbaned out at this point. So like, I mean, I'll put it like this: my nature isn't the desert. Like I may have been born in Arizona, but like at the core of me, bro, I'm trying to be by the equator. Fuck all that dry shit. Like I want to be able to pick fucking sour sops off of trees. Like I want that shit. So if I'm gonna be in some nature and really have some space, I'm gonna have some space elsewhere. But that was more like a gift to him. Like more like this is for you. Like I wouldn't even be here if you didn't create me type shit. So this is like your thank you type shit.
Right, right. Well, as we look towards the future and year 2021 and this new project coming out, what do you hope? We don't have a name for it yet, but what do you kind of hope to achieve with this project? And what type of like, are you switching it up for this project? Is it going to be similar to the EP last year? Like, what do you kind of hope to accomplish with this project, and what type of sound are you going for?
Uh, I was saying this other day. I think this one's gonna be more like vibed out. Like instead of like just too bar heavy, it's just gonna be a good mixture of both. Like just targeting certain experiences in my life too. I don't have nothing too specific to say on it because like I feel like everything just it's never been trash, so I can never be like, yo, I'm switching my whole shit up, like. But I'd say more progressive still, but in the slight ways that it is.
Right. So are you gonna have like other, you mentioned a lot about your people and your friends. Are you gonna have like some of your friends accompany you on this project? Like, or is it gonna be mostly you? Like, what do you kind of think you want to do when
No,
it comes to like?
this is gonna be mostly solo, other than hooks. But I mean, even in terms of like hooks, like we're writing the hooks. Like this is like so. Really, it is more like a solo project, but there's definitely collaborations. I don't know. That doesn't make sense, but like you know,
I think I understand what you're saying. Like, like people in videos, like producers, different things. Like, not like
mhm,
features, but like other ways there will be collaborations.
right.
And I was, I was on your YouTube and I saw you were posting like, some behind the scenes stuff and whatnot. Is doing some more stuff on YouTube kind of like something that you want to also pursue? Like, are you going to be doing more, behind the scenes? I don't know, vlogging out there in LA. What else is in store for you when it comes to like that?
Yeah, I liked when we did it behind the scenes because like they were able to see like just like the whole prep of the shit. Cause and it makes it look like at a more professional level too, cause we're just like we've been doing this shit. Like this shit is not new. So like we just pick shit and then like even we had a whole different cameraman record the behind the scenes. And his shit was crazy. And then yeah, that shit was so yeah, I'll probably keep doing at the very least stuff like that.
And you know what? Like, I feel like you have such like a bright future ahead of you with this music stuff. And as we look towards like the future and obviously this year beyond this project, what is something that you really like hope to accomplish within like the next 5 years? Like, what do you feel like is part of your like next 5 year plan? And what is like one big goal that you really want to hit?
I want to work with a lot of like great artists that aren't gonna be making music soon, like to where like even like Black Thought features and shit like that. Like I want to be able to get some goats like on at least one project, like a 6 or 7 track EP, like mad later down the line, maybe like the 5th year.
Who are the ghosts? You mentioned Black Thought, right? Who are some of the ghosts that you really want to collab with? While you're out there in LA, or just overall, like who are you kind of like? Okay, like this is the I made it collab. You know what I'm saying?
I want to work with Raekwon.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, because Raekwon's like an individual ass spitter. Like I think creative wise we could do something crazy, but then like on the producer side, like I want to work with Ninth Wonder. I want to get some like Marco Polo shit or like I mean I have some Marco Polo shit, but I want some Madlib shit too.
Madlib, yeah, that would kind of just go crazy. So like with this new project, what I'm saying? What else do the people have to be on the lookout for this year? Obviously, we got some visuals out now for the source, which also super dope as well. What else do they have to be on the lookout for you in 2021?
Dude, honestly, a couple singles here and there and and projects, bro. Like I can't give release dates, but just a good chunk of music, probably more music than I released the year before.
Do you feel like with this year and music now is just like, did you have like any distractions before, or do you just feel like now is just the perfect time to just drop 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 drop?
I feel like distractions happen every day, like, but in terms of dropping, like, I know I need to be more like consistent on my drops and shit too. So I'm definitely gonna be making sure I stay in that flow pattern. in terms of like what's actually releasing. Cause I'm always in a set of like, yo, like the next song or what we're writing or creating. But in terms of releasing, that's like a whole different ball game.
Right. No. Well, I'm excited for everything you got coming up this year, man. Like I'm super excited for the project and I love, everything that you put out this past year. Obviously videos, new project, anything else that we're missing for the folks out there who are watching this in 2021.
Stay fucking healthy.
Stay healthy. Stay healthy. That brings me, you know what? One last question. That brings this up. Has the pandemic kind of slowed down the release of this next project? Like, how has the pandemic like affected your music and how you
I
release and
feel
put it out?
I feel like for artists, it should be like an even balance. Like we're not having shows and shit, but in terms of streaming numbers, like your streaming should be doing fine. Like because a lot of people are still, people are listening to music. Like I don't think music is probably one of the most consistent things. So I think in terms of pandemic, my shit may have even gotten a little better, if anything. Like I've heard artists say that too. Like I'm not sure, but yeah, in terms of releasing shit, I don't think it slowed shit down.
Right. Well, I'm still excited for this project, man. I'm sure when it gets to the people, man, it's going to be a lot of heat on there, especially, just looking at the source and seeing how crazy you came on that. I think the people and your fans will be very excited. Let the people know where they could follow you at, where they can get your music. Anything else you want them to know, now is the time to do it.
Yo, y'all can follow me at DBORGUS on Instagram and at Lil Dust Mob on Twitter. You read it right. There's only one way you can spell that.
That's probably why I couldn't find your Twitter. I didn't have the little dust mouth.
Yo, you gotta put at Lil Dust Mob, bro. My shit is hard to find.
Like, yeah, because I found like these little Twitters and they had like 205. I was like, this ain't right. I'm like, what's his actual Twitter? But now that I know it's a little dust mop, I think I gotta go search that up because
I don't even be tweeting on there like that, bro. But like, I will.
I should have known it was some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I didn't think I didn't think to like type in some wild shit like little dust mop.
Yeah, even my Instagram name is kind of weird.
But you know what? It's part of your personality, and I think that's what your fans really appreciate about you.
Oh yeah.
Well, make sure y'all go follow him. Make sure y'all go run up the source out now. Make sure y'all go run up that Been a Long Time EP. And make sure y'all also keep in tune for the new album, new project coming out in May. Until next time, it's DBangz on the radar, baby.
For sure. Checking out.